Now we're going to go to the 8 o'clock turn, starting with the Confederates, and in the command portion of the phase, the 3rd Corps under General Hardee rolls a Corps Attack Stoppage. And per the rules, Corps Attack Stoppage simulates the failure of the attack in the mind of the Corps commander. So he calls off the attack and he no longer has orders. How did this happen? Well, when any unit receives fire, if they have orders, they have to check every turn afterward to see if they decide to call it off. And you use the Corps Attack Stoppage table, which I have here. You can take a look at it. So you need to find out the condition of the Corps. So on the right-hand column, you figure out how many of the divisions in the Corps are wrecked. And in this case, Hardee only has one division in the Corps, and it's not wrecked. So we use the 0 column all the way on the top. And then you have to cross-index that with how many divisions in the Corps. Well, as I already said, Hardee has one division in the Corps, and it's not wrecked. So this is the best possible position. So you can see the root number that you get from that is a 1. So then you look at the next small chart and go under the 1 column, and then you cross-index that with the leader rating. So in the 1 column, you see Hardee is a 2 rated leader, so he is the in that middle column. So you can see the number 3, which means that we roll 2d6 and he has to roll better than a 3 to continue the attack. Well, he rolls snake eyes. So for whatever reason, Hardee got cold feet and he called the attack off. And the implications of that now is that that Hindman's forces that are within small arms range, which is 2 hexes, needs to fall back out of harm's way so that they can't be fired on. And then they can't attack anymore until they get new orders. Anyway, Claiborne's unit is able to receive small arms resupply and remove the low ammo marker. The way this is done is the unit that's low ammo needs to be within 2 hexes of the Corps or Army supply wagon. And a supply wagon has 5 supply in it. So by replenishing Claiborne, the supply wagon goes from 5 to now 4 supply points. The way it can fill itself up again, it can go to the Army supply wagon and then refill to 5 full points. Still in the Confederate turn, out of the picture that I'm showing here, General Withers' division has been marching very slowly and finally makes it to the end of the ridge that he's crossing. Also, Ruggles' division is forming up on the eastern side of the Corinth Road, getting ready to encounter Prentice's division. Then we go to the Union portion of the turn. Off map, or I should say off this picture down at the Pittsburgh Landing, 2 batteries from the Army of the Tennessee land. So they're going to make their way to Army headquarters. And 2 more Union divisions are now alert. In other words, they're not in camp. They're realizing that there's an attack going on. The 1st and 4th divisions are now alerted. Now back into the picture, you can see McDowell's brigade moves back into position toward Shiloh Church, and he wants to try to defend this location. And the 53rd Ohio also falls back, and the 5th Division's artillery limbers and moves along the track to join General Sherman. You can see General Sherman in the lower part of that picture. Well, as this happens, Claiborne's troops engage in small arms fire with McDowell. It's a defensive action because McDowell's going to initiate fire combat. So he gets defensive fire even though they don't have attack orders anymore. And McDowell suffers some losses because of this, but he returns fire, and Claiborne receives a casualty hit. So this is a permanent loss. It's roughly 100 men. And that is where the 8 o'clock turn ends. If you're following along, thank you for joining today, and stay tuned as we go into the 8:30 a.m. turn in the next video.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in.